Hey guys, how is everyone doing? So I don't know, it was just in my mind to just come and talk about this. Honestly, I just wanted to come and talk about this, and I just want to use this opportunity to just give God the glory of how everything has just been going on in my life so far. And I just want to just share a little bit about myself, about how I decided to lock in 2025. So actually, before 2025, it has been hell on earth. Honestly, I don't know. I've been in the shadows for a long time. I've been in the shadows. I've been misunderstood. A lot of things have just been going on. And then I told you guys that I started my hair business 1 year and 7 months ago. That was like 2024 July. That was when I started my hair business. So when I started this business, at first I didn't even want to start a business. I was thinking that I could not do anything that is in the business. Like the way people make it sound like as if business is just one complicated something that if you're not under somebody or if you don't get contacts, you can't be able to do the things in the hair business. And that was how I was having. I was like, I'm not ready for the draggings. I'm not ready for people to drag me. I don't have that stamina to actually get in public and people will just start dragging you left and right. I'm not that kind of person. I just like my contemplative self. So that was it. But then I was just tired of the small pennies that I was earning, because I used to revamp hairs and I used to style hairs and also ventilate hairs. So ventilate closures and frontals, yeah. So that was actually not giving me the money that I needed, because I didn't want to be that kind of person that will always be leaning on parents, friends for support. You get that kind of thing. So that was actually it. And I just had to just take the bold step. I was like, let me just enter this business. People that have been in the business, they are not having two heads. Why is my own different? Why do I always have to suffer? So like, why would I always have to suffer? And even before then, my mom has been telling me about me going to further my education, my masters and things like that. But honestly, I didn't see myself. I didn't see myself. So I was like, if I have to prove my mom wrong, that part is not like the part that God wants me to be, I also have to try and be better and be really good at what I am doing. So that was when I started the journey of hair business. And when I started it, wine, no sales. I was not having any sales. It was so funny, but I was not having any sales, honestly. But I think a month after I started the business, I got my first sales. Yeah, I got my first sales, and that was from my mom's friend actually. But she was like, hope is a good hair, hope is this, hope is. I said, yes ma, yes it is. And I didn't really have much knowledge on the hair. I just paid for a class, and that was how I went in with the whole thing. So I was still scared that what if what if the supplier don't give me what I want, because I was just checking on the reviews of the supplier, because I started with a Nigerian supplier before I decided to go abroad. So that was how I got my hair. I didn't buy directly from Vietnam ASAP. I didn't, because in as much as I also collected contact from the person that I learned some of the strategies in hair business, because I paid for class too. So they gave us contacts, but I was not yet confident in trying out the contacts yet. Plus, people will not really trust you like that, and doing a pre-order as a small business owner is kind of shady, because not everybody's ready to wait that long, because you have to give them like serious conviction that in as much as they have to wait, they are still getting what they want, and they need to also trust you. So this business is about trust. It's not necessarily that this thing can work, you understand that? Because in the 2025, because my last sales ended in November last on 2024, and that was it. I went to camp, and January I didn't get any sales. February I was getting people to like talk, but before that I had already ordered hair from Vietnam directly. Yes, I risked my money, and it was not from the suppliers that I paid for from the class. I got from the class. It was the one that I got for myself, and I risked it. I just risked the thing, and then that was how it worked. So with that, I started advertising. I started showing people. I started like doing my thing on WhatsApp and all of those things. So my next sales came in that one person was buying 2 hairs. The person invited another person, and that same person was getting 2 hairs with another person. Like it was just so weird to me, because the sales just came in, and that was how I pre-ordered that hairs that time. That was the first time I was in pre-order with people's money, because I did the first pre-order with my money, so I showed people, and then the second time was with people's money. So that was how I actually got people to buy at that first time. That was around February, March. Yes, that was because the whole of January I did not get any sales, and that was when I pre-ordered my first hair from Vietnam. So I used it as a point of contact to convince people. At some point I was tired of it because sales are not forthcoming, but Jericho, wall of Jericho was not built in a day. So I decided to persevere. I decided to be consistent, like endure the whole thing. The next month, that was February, I think ending of February, I started getting my sales, that people were just buying hairs and things like that, like pre-order. That was like the second pre-order. That was how it happened. And the funny part of it was that when I did my second pre-order, my supplier decided to give me hairs without me paying. Yeah, he gave me hairs without me paying. I know, like, it's hard in this economy, like not everybody used to give that kind of risk. So he gave me the hairs. I used it to advertise, and those hairs are like sold out. Yeah, I've sold it, but people that I sold it to, they were still like paying installments payments. So I've not really gotten like the full money yet, but I've paid my supplier the ones that I was able to pay him, and then told him that okay, that he can wait for these people, because he said that he's not going to rush me, and that is it. That is the business that we had. And then that was just how the business was just going. So business was slow after that, really, really slow, that even if I'm going to get sales like in a month, it might just be 1 or 2. And that was just how I was just going. But then again, I started to stop thinking about if I make sales or not, and I started to work on my mind, work on my knowledge, work on the knowledge in the hair business. Let me know things that people are not able to know, or people are not able to learn on time, that took them so long to know it, or maybe took them so much losses to be able to know those things, and then monetize it at some point. So I started working on myself. I started working on my mindset. I decided to lock in full time in the middle of 2025, and so far I am telling you, I'm a living testimony. I was in the shadows for so long. But sometimes if I think about 2025, I just wish that I started in January to actually work on myself. Because thinking about it now, if I had my confidence like on time, I would have known how far I would have gone. But working on yourself, all those old habits, the old you, the old mentality, the old mindset, I had to start stripping them off one after the other. It took me like more than 6 months. That was how it is. It took me more than 6 months to actually break free from the shackles. It took me more than 6 months to break free, because I did it with prayer, transformation. I filtered what I listened to. I filtered what I read. I was more intentional about videos that I watch. I don't just open movie and just start watching movie, because I know that frequencies come through music. Frequencies, things you watch can actually reflect on you without you knowing. Things you hear from somebody, I decided to filter it. Even with the people around me, I decided to tell them what I want to hear, what I don't want to hear. I was not moving like a normal person anymore. I worked on myself. I worked on my mindset. And if to say I had the confidence that I have now, anyway, it's better than that. Better late than never. But that was how it is for me. And then December, God came through for me. Normal people would have said that it was absurd for me to actually do sales as a small business owner. Well, yes, I did that sales, because you can't tell me what to do. That is it. You can't tell me what to do. Sometimes the reason why people can't achieve things or get things done is because they always follow the natural rule. They always follow the rules that men made. Yes, men made. They follow the rules. They tell you that there are certain points in your life that you can't do certain things. There are certain points in your life that you can't make certain, or you can't sell certain type of hair. There are certain points in your life that you can't do this one. Yeah, this one, you can't do this one, you can't do this one, you can't do this one, because you're what? Who made those rules? That is it. So I realized that I could not get far if I don't stick to the source of life. It was God that gave life. And if I'm to go far in this industry, I have to go back to the source of life. So I decided to not run around. I decided to focus on who created heaven and earth, who made things. That was how I started. And that was when I got the inspiration that I should do this sales. It was a command. It was an order. I didn't just do that sales. And so far, if to say I did not do that sales, or maybe I was scared that people might not turn up, or people might not buy from me, I would have remained who I was, the girl that was doubting herself, the girl that was always in bondage, always thinking less of herself. And then all of a sudden, I will now become jealous of other people that are making progress. You get that? That was how it was for me. But I decided not to be like that. I didn't even think too much about it, and I started the sales. Think about what, your opinion is on you. It's on you. Stick it to yourself. Don't come there with me with that opinion, please. In as much as the sales, when I did that sales, I didn't get like so much turn up that like I imagined it, but I was expecting like a boom, everywhere, sales, people be rushing in my DM, that was how I was imagining it. But a step at a time, that was how it was for me. It was not much, but I was not expecting shit wine from that sales, because I thought that everybody must have had their favorite vendor that they were going to get from, or everybody have purchased their Christmas hair, because vendors on this TikTok were like sold out. All those ones that will just be how many on your face, sold out. So I was feeling so bad, because I knew that I knew that I was putting so much effort in this business. I knew that the knowledge that I have, not everybody have it, and I know that the knowledge that I have now, even people that have been in that business 8 years to 10 years, I've not gotten that knowledge. I can brag on that. That is it. So I was telling God, why now? Do this for me. I know this. You told me I should work on myself, and I did. This is it. Because if you don't work on yourself, I'm telling you, don't be delusional about it. You are not going anywhere. Unless you want to steal. That is just it. Well, I decided to put in the work to work on myself, and I was expecting a result. So I placed the demand. I was like, God, do this for me, because I'm doing what you asked me to do. I'm doing my own part. It's time to do your own part. You get that? So this particular sales, in as much as I didn't get much sales, it actually unlocked something in me. Like the full confidence right now. Like you can see that I'm all glowing and things like that. Yes, it's because I believe in myself more. I believe in myself even more right now, because I think I'm invincible at this point, because the knowledge I gather now is not to impress anybody. I am gathering this knowledge so that I can cover time that I used to remain in the shadows. I use it to cover time that I was supposed to be counting millions and be feeling less of myself. You understand? That's the knowledge that I'm gathering now. So if you agree with it or not, that's on you. Go and do your own research, because I know that I've put in the effort to do the research, and I know that what I'm getting is facts. That is it. So if you're following this page, just know that you're getting nothing but the facts. Anybody that don't agree is on you. That is the truth. But I'm just grateful for how far I have come. I'm grateful for how well I love myself right now, like how well I am so confident in myself and confident in my business, that I can actually get the hair for somebody, and I'll be very confident that yes, that texture is what it is. Like you can't even intimidate me. You get that? So that was how it is, because I actually had an issue with someone one time like that. I was not really confident about myself that much, that it felt like as if she was intimidating me. So after that, I doubled more. I said, it's not possible. Like it can't even happen again. How, like, people will come because I'm a small business owner, they want to compare me with vendors that have been there for so long that had to try 10 times till they got it. No, now I have gifts. So prepare to be sick of me. Any content I post here, it does not matter if it is hell, it does not matter if it is anything. If it is to jump on this TikTok, I will jump, because all of you will know me. I did not start this. God, like I just dey vex, because imagine this chimbaing followers I get, 6 small followers I get in 2026. I'm still stuck in 300. For what?